When I was in high school, my second year, JSS2, do you know that in my report card, my teacher actually wrote fights in class? And this is so wild. It's actually so wild because when my dad saw it, like, you know how you're not presenting, you know how you're very, but in real life, it don't usually come out. People don't usually know that part of you, right? And I don't know, for some reason in that particular year, I was just very quick to anger. Anything you do, I'll just drag your hair and beat you up. And I knew that it was definitely out of peer pressure, and I had friends who felt like they could bully other people. But I didn't know how bad it was until I saw it in my report card. And that was the same report card, you guys already know the story, where they put to repeat JS2. So imagine your father saying his daughter's name to repeat JS2 and fights in class. Hey, my collab, it was a joint collaboration of bad news. Let's not even talk about what happened after them. I'll probably do a video about it, or I've done a video about it. I'll link it up here. Now, I was this person, right? And I go back home. When my parents were talking to me, I was just thinking about, like, how did I become this person that fights in class? To the extent that my class teacher knows, not just a situation where your peers know, your teachers know that you fight in class because they reported you a couple of times. In my house, I'm the last girl, so out of 4 girls. So there's nobody I'm fighting at home. So imagine my friends seeing that, like, how would they even place it that I had this bad behavior, right? And this is also what happens when you see people who are bullies, people who do things. And we watched a video about the high school student that was slapping the other person, and it's supposed that the parents don't even know what their children are capable of, right? And long story short, I overcame that. That was the last time I ever fought anybody. After that session, I never fought anybody in school. Aside my sister that was a dragon, right? I used to fight and I had to do, it was self-defense. You used to take notes. So I never fought anybody, I only defended myself at home. I also remember when I was in university, a lot of people used to say that, oh, she's a snob. I'll just hear my friend say something like, oh, everybody thought you were a snob. And my friends are like, oh, she's actually really nice. But majority of people thought I was a snob, right? And I'm wondering, why would you be nice and people think you're a snob? Let's get right into it. This video is for my girls and my guys that we know you have bad behavior. Very bad. Very, very bad. Guess what? I was one of you. The thing is that you can be good, but you can have some bad behavior, some bad traits. Now this is a video that we want to watch it just to get blood in your ear, so nobody will judge you, nobody will know what you're about to watch, because you're about to be transformed, you're about to change, you're about to level up in your attitude and your mindset. How to evolve past a negative stereotype or label. Now, not the ones who put on you, the one that you know you have. You know that trait you have, you know you're not reliable, you know that you procrastinate a lot, you know they can't trust you, you know that you are rude or you are snobbish. Snobbish was mine before, but you see in this video, we're going to evolve, level up, become a better version of ourselves. Have you ever felt stuck because of a label? Like, have you ever felt like, oh my god, people think I'm this way? First and foremost, stereotypes are oversimplified ideas of a particular group of people or a person, right? Or a label is a tag people put on you based on different things, maybe their personal encounter with you or their perception of you, or for whatever reason, right? So the first thing you have to do is find out what the stereotype is of you. Right? Do people feel like you're unreliable, you are lazy, you're a snob? Do people feel like you are mean? Do people feel like you are not trustworthy? And so you imagine a situation where they're like, oh, let's elect a class captain. Maybe one person nominates you and you sort of find yourself on a file with 4 other people. And they say, okay, who is the person that is most punctual? Or who is the person that is most reliable that can be the class captain? And they raise your hand first for everybody to vote, and nobody votes you as reliable. That clearly shows you that there's a label, right? And the truth is that you have to examine these stereotypes because they may or may not be without reason. But whether or not they are with or without reason, they are influencing your life. So don't say, I don't care what people say, it's my truth, which is what this generation talks about. Like, oh, I don't care what people say about me, I know who I am. I know who you are too, and we both know who you are. But we need to come to that point to say, you must be at peace with all men, because when you're a child of God, God expects you to be at peace with all men. And being at peace with all men is not saying, I'm at peace with that person in my mind. It means that you're actually going to go and make peace, because that's the template that Jesus gave us. Leave your offering on the altar, go back and make peace. If the person doesn't answer you, go and call the elders. Do you understand? Bring one person doesn't answer you, go and call the elders. Peace means that you've exhausted all your options. Both parties, the party that you're trying to appease or the party that is not at peace with you, has come to the point that they are at peace with you, or you've done everything to stand, right? So ask yourself, why do I have the stereotype? Is it without reason? Now, go and review your identity. Like I told you, I was literally probably like 12 years old, and I had to actually do deep reflection. Say, when did I become a person that fights? Like, why am I? Right now, I'm very, very slow to anger. Like, if I'm upset, chances are that the first sign you see is that I'm crying and I can't see anything in my words. But it took me years of work and intentionality to get here. And this is where I want to beg you, don't say that's the way I am. Because this negative stereotype, they show up in different places. I've worked with people who have nasty attitudes, nasty habits that have hindered them from different opportunities. I've seen people who have gotten married, and because of one habit or one trait or negative attribute they had, the marriage broke up. I've seen people who have friendships, and because they never dealt with loyalty and trust and their trust issues, they kept on gossiping about their friends until they found a good friend and they were disloyal to them and they had to break up. So you have to think about it. What are people saying about me? Is it without reason? Now, for those ones that are with reason, like for me, when I heard them say, oh, she's a bit mean, she's a snob, at first I didn't care, right? Until something happened. In 2013, I gave my life to Christ. So it started in 2012, November. I, had an encounter with the Holy Spirit. And then I started to care. Like, I started to be conscious of not just who I am or who I know I am in Christ, but how people perceive me to be. And I knew that I had to challenge that negative label. Any negative label that has been put on you is not what God says you are. It's not who God says you are, right? You are created in His own image unto good works. So if it's not good, if it is bad, you must challenge it until you see yourself conforming into the image of Jesus Christ. If you are not a Christian, bad behavior would rob you off of a lot of things in life. So you need to actually work on it. So a way to challenge that label is to take positive action. See, you must shock your mind. Over time, you have been this rude girl who doesn't know how to talk. Anytime you talk, people misunderstand you. And you're like, what did I say now? What did I do? People just don't like me. You must challenge that and take positive action. What you can do for someone that sounds rude all the time, you might want to rehearse what you're saying in the mirror and play it back before you say it to the person. Right? For me, when people were saying I was mean and I was not nice, immediately I gave my life to Christ and I realized that this is not consistent with the nature of Christ that I have. Guess what I started doing? I consciously started saying hello to people that I knew were in my set randomly. And I could just pass you in the cafeteria and I'll just say hi to you. And if you greet me, I took an extra effort to be enthusiastic in my greeting and not just say hello. To say, hi, how are you? It's good to see you, right? You must push yourself out of the regular things that you do to form new habits. Don't just do the work. You must be sure that the work you're doing is visible and it shows. Go the extra mile. So for instance, if people say that you are very mean. So there's this girl that I met in church, right? And to be honest, getting to know her 3 years later, I'm like, this girl is actually the nicest person. She's really so nice. But when you see her, trust me, you wouldn't want to say hi to her. If you actually an usher, so if you make a mistake to ask her, sorry, where's the way to the loo? Or she's sweeping the church and you make a mistake to cross the space where she's sweeping, the look that she will give you. But meeting her afterwards, I was like, this is not even a picture of how her heart is. But maybe she knew, or she didn't just care about the front that she was presenting, right? So you must care enough about that to change it. And your change must be visible to the point that people can actually say, So for instance, my husband was telling me some days ago that somebody was like, he went to a place and he met like 3 people and said, oh, I know your wife, she's really nice person. And I always laugh at that because a couple of years ago, you would probably not say I'm really nice. Right? It has taken work and I'm still working on myself. In the same way, I also refuse to keep malice with people. People pride themselves in saying, me and malice, there's somebody I know that says, I'm very good at malice. That one, if I can keep my, I'm like, it's a treasure. Like, why are you trying to keep malice? Right? So you can work yourself to the point that other people start to leave comments, and that's how you know that it's working. Whilst you're on this journey, you want to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are supportive. So you have friends that they're not trying to pull you down. You have people, mentors, who are literally just trying to point you in the right direction. They're literally saying to you, I think something is not quite right. They're not saying this is who you are. They're not placing that stereotype or label on you. Right? They are very flexible and they see you the way Christ sees you. They see you based on who you really are. Now, these people are the people you want to hold closely because they're the ones that you can go to for accountability. You can ask them, oh, have I improved since last year? Oh, since last time we talked about it, do you think I'm now more patient? Or do you think that my anger levels have reduced? What should you really think about it? You want to identify them and hold them closely. And those people that are negative, that even though you're improving, they keep reminding you of who you are not. You want to really give them some space. You want to really push them away from your circle, right? And keep positive support systems around you. People that can hold you accountable, especially when they are slip-ups. Because this thing, it's a journey. And that's my next point for you. It's a journey. The journey to self-improvement, self-development, it is never ending. So you need somebody that can understand that you were here once, now you are here, or you are getting here, and they can appreciate your journey, right? And then the final tip is that when you are working, when you are putting in the work, there are some indicators to look out for. So you have to keep assessing yourself. Don't just say, and they told me that last year and I've improved. How do you know you've improved? What evaluation did you do? How do you know that you're better off? So a way you can know you've improved is that you start getting comments that are consistent with your new nature or with the new positive outlook that you have or habit that you have. People will start saying, oh, especially people who are just meeting you newly, oh, she's so kind, but you know that initially you used to be very stingy. You never like to share. You never like to give yourself for other people. If your friend is in need, you're not the person that will wait with her under the rain until she gets it right. You'll be like, peace out, juices. But you have new people in your life now, even your friends that are in your life, and you're like, you've changed. Though. Former you will never wait with me under the rain. But I'm seeing that you're putting in the work. Those comments help you to know that you're improving. If you're not getting that kind of feedback from any source known to you or people that are known to you, chances are that you've not really quite started to change in that regard. Another indicator to know that you're improving is how spontaneous the new positive action comes to you. Right? Over time you realize that, okay, I've been able to build myself and I have a new nature. I don't even think about it. It's just like fighting now. It's not something that I resist. I hold myself to say, I'm not going to fight you. Over time, it is now more spontaneous for me to reflect, right? I'm not spontaneous. If someone slaps me today, I'm not the person that will slap back, which used to be me. Or if you insult me today, I'm not the person that will insult you back. Chances are that I'll be so quiet now. And when you go out, like, wait, why did I not say anything? Like, what just happened? So over time, the new habits, the new positive action you're trying to execute will become very spontaneous to you, and you can tell that you're improving. Another final indicator of improvement is that you can feel it. You feel lighter, you feel like a new person, right? And if you don't feel this way, or if you feel like a new person and other people are not seeing the same about you and are telling them, you know what, this is the new me. You don't have to tell people this is the new me. The moment you start telling people you're not trusting the new me, it means that you're not doing something right. If you're actually putting in the work, people will see. The Bible talks about how, give yourselves to these things, to spiritual exercise, and your profiting will appear to all. So when you invest in yourself, spiritually, physically, your profiting will appear to people. It's going to be a physical change. It's not something that is in the spirit. I'm born again now. You must see it in your conduct. Your attitude must change, and you must resist those stereotypes. So I want you to leave this video reviewing and reflecting on those stereotypes that people have placed on you, or that you know those negative attributes that you know you have, and committing to work towards it and measuring your progress over time. Alright, so this video has helped you. I want you to do something very interesting today. Type in the comment section and say this was so helpful. Thank you. And then give this video a thumbs up. So like this video, let the YouTube algorithm know that this is a video that is very, very helpful, and then they can recommend it to more people. And if you haven't subscribed, why? Please subscribe and share. And until my next video, Daniela Ukwa. Bye bye.